Fellow real estate agents, my name is Ulysses Vega. I hold a real estate license in the state of California, and today I'm going to go over how long does it take to close an escrow. And this is very important because I want to make sure that you all understand the process of the timeline that I just put right here. How long does it take to close an escrow? This is a worst case scenario, and for those of you that are in the trenches, writing offers, representing buyers, and opening escrows, you all go through the anguish on a regular basis. So let's say you started in this business, or you started at a new office April the 1st, and you're like, oh my gosh, well, how long is it going to take me to get going? Well, it's going to take you as fast or as slow as you want, because I'm hearing time and time again, Ulysses, I just got my real estate license and I heard that it's going to take about 18 months for me to get my first transaction closed. And to me, it's a bunch of garbage. Why? Just because it took somebody 18 months, it doesn't mean it's going to take you 18 months. It could take you 18 days to get a client. It could take you 18 hours to get a client. It depends on how hungry you are and how committed you are to telling the world what you do for a living. Secret agents don't sell houses. So let's say April the 1st is the day that you commit to running this business like a business and making this real estate journey the best one possible for you. April the 1st, you find a buyer that would love for you to represent them in the purchase of their first home. What's the first thing that we got to do? Get them pre-qualified, of course. Now, we know that some buyers may take a little longer than others to gather their documents. It could take them a day, it could take them 2-3 days, or it could take them weeks. I've lived both sides. I've lived it to where buyers bring all of the documentation that I requested the next day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. But I've also witnessed clients taking 3 weeks to bring all the documents over to the lender and get the process going. So again, this process is going to be as fast or as slow as the client wants it to be. Let's say it takes 3 weeks to gather all the documents, and hopefully the buyer gets pre-qualified. What is the next step? Well, start looking at houses. One of the things that I personally do is meet with the clients again at the office and go over the top 3 cities that they want to look at. This is why a buyer consultation in person is so important, because I personally ask a ton of questions. My buyer consultations don't last 5 minutes. They last anywhere between 45 minutes, sometimes an hour and a half. I ask questions about why do you want to look, where do you want to look, everything, because I want to get to know the client and why they want to buy. So let's say we start looking at houses, and it takes us 4 weeks for the buyers to feel comfortable writing offers. Because just because they got approved, it doesn't mean that in an hour they're going to start throwing offers all over the place. They have to feel comfortable, and they have to see what's out there in the market so that they can be like, okay, I'm ready to pull the trigger. Let's say it takes 2 to 4 weeks to get an offer accepted, especially in a market as competitive as the one we're in. Obviously, we are in the state of California, so it's very competitive, very little inventory. So what do we need to do? We need to create our own. We don't have an inventory problem. We have a lead generation or lack thereof problem. So if it takes us 2 to 4 weeks to finally get an offer accepted, and it takes 30 to 45 days to close escrow, hopefully there's no delays, there's no appraisal issues, there's no lender required repairs. I've seen escrows where we open and the buyer takes forever to return the buyer's escrow instructions, or it takes the buyers forever to sign disclosures, even via DocuSign. So again, we as the real estate professionals also have to lead the dance. If you don't want your escrow to get delayed, maybe not rely on DocuSign as much. Meet the clients at the office and go over the documents that they're signing. This is going to establish rapport, trust, and this is where referrals come into play. If everything is done via DocuSign, you're just dishing them out. And more often than not, they're going to feel dismissed. So keep that in mind. If everything goes well and we start in April the 1st, we should be closing escrow by the first week of June, or worst case scenario, mid-August. So if you're a real estate agent and you're watching this video, you're going to ask yourself, how many transactions do I want to close till the end of the year? This is just one example. If today is April the 1st and everything goes well, you will get a compensation check or a commission check somewhere in mid-August. Do you want to do one deal a year? Most realtors do 2 sales a year. To me, that's not enough to provide your family with the lifestyle that you promised them. Whether you have kids, spouse, etc., 1 deal a year won't cut it. But again, results will vary. And if you're happy with 1 deal a year, you do you, boo. But here's the thing. You got to duplicate or triplicate or quadruple the activities. You can have 4 buyers getting approved in April. You can have 6 of them. It depends on how often you are prospecting, lead generating, passing out your business cards, door knocking, hosting open houses, doing videos, educating the consumer on the importance of buying versus renting, etc. You control your outcome. You are the architect of your own future. We as the real estate professionals have to look at ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves, am I really running a business like a business, or do I just have a hobby? Nobody is buying a half a house. So please, don't provide half-assed customer service. You don't want a half a paycheck, do you? So again, this video is meant to just kind of shed some light on how long does it take to close a transaction.